how to get started, because we almost wanted a prototype here in Schaumburg where we could reproduce. And the fact is, the chiropractors, the medical doctors already have businesses. So for them to close up shop and go to wellness centers, they all want a wellness center running and they want anxious to come in. So it's like, who starts it? That's the problem. And one chiropractor told me, this is what you do, this is what we're thinking about doing. Get a chiropractor out of school, start from the beginning. And get a medical doctor out of school, start from the beginning. So that's the issues we face. The great thing is, I know they're out there. Okay, I talked to 2 medical doctors when I had work. It's only 2. Okay, one's in Naperville, one's out in Mattoon, but the Mattoon one has relatives here, and he would move here. But again, he's in a system he can't stand. He's in a very fearing situation. Tell you all about it. The points he has to score with checking people's throats, and I felt the name was called. He was open to what his doctor's life is like. He wants to get out. But okay, so one thing I might do is just set up, rent the space, get a chiropractor. We're holistic health coaches. Get some other modalities involved, which seem like we have a lot of possibilities for modalities, massage, meditation, yoga. There's something that I don't know about, but they're offering to me. Something John of God in Brazil, I remember that. Crystal and that, I don't know, about that. But I'm open to anything. I was a male with a male ego, the large house and the cars and bring up the children once, and I would never be here, so I give you all a lot of credit for being here, because there's no way I would come to something like this about 20 years ago, okay? But I was smart enough to know about body healing itself and not take medications only when necessary and find out, like, I found out I had atrial fibrillations, don't take therapy, I don't take atrial fibrillations, no medicine. So just examples like that. Cholesterol level down, high blood pressure under control, and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't know that much, but to come to a lecture like this, come to talk about meditation or different modes of healing or the mind. Now I have my own philosophy about loving and fearing, and back then I wouldn't hear about anything. You're supposed to make money is what you're supposed to do for the family, and that's really important for the family, to make a lot of money for the family. So I appreciate you being here. Times are changing completely. There's more people like you out there. 17 people even signed up for that. So even they didn't come, they did sign up, meaning there's interest out there. We might be ready for change. You might know that, hey, maybe it's a lot better, maybe not necessarily to take the Lipitor for your cholesterol. Maybe there's alternatives of good diet and stuff like that. And I know you were here for like nutrition. Do you have any specific questions about eating or anything like that?
Mine is like very specific because my issues, because I know a lot about this. I was actually even being assigned to at school in integrated nutrition.
Yeah.
I went back and forth on it, but anyways, my issue is controlling my hormones. Like I need to look for endocrinologist.
Yes, start with it.
Yeah, and then find out what I need to do to change because my hormones are always off.
Yeah, and I'm not going to consider myself to be an expert, and we need to probably talk more about this, but I just would like to say, kind of tie this into what we were talking about before about the mind. Because you cannot separate the mind from the...
It's a lot about stress, though.
Yeah, stress and
I know most
your
people
mind
start with stress. That's where it starts. I know that, but like I have a lot on my plate. But I want to look for an endocrinologist. I just don't know where to start. Where to look for.
I actually have a very good one, if you're interested. The only reason I mentioned him is because I asked him about getting off medication, and he said, I've seen it done. not negative at all. He was actually very positive. He didn't mention holistic or integrative medicine, but still, I thought that was huge.
He
That a
recognized
medical
it.
doctor in private practice would have
But that's the start,
said
just the
that.
doctors
But he's very
recognize
good.
it.
If you want his number, I'll give it to you. He's a very, very good doctor. He takes a long time to get in, but he will spend as much time with you as you need. It doesn't matter. Just wait. He's worth the wait.
Where's he at from?
Arlington Heights and Dr. Daniel So. Yeah, he's suburban endocrinology and diabetes.
Oh, and diabetes.
Yeah, he's very, very good, but I like that
Oh, I like
he's
his
all
name.
negative
I like
and
his
not,
name, too.
you do this, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's good.
Yeah,
But if you wanted to.
there's a Dr. Segil that talks here. He's an MD. He went to Dr. Weiland up in.
Oh, yeah.
That's a website you might want to go to, WEIL. And he has a lot of nice ideas. Of course, Dr. Oz has.
But
I know.
The whole raspberry ketone thing that
I know.
do with every.
I know. You know, as far as okay, you heard my philosophy. Start with the whole food. They're already programmed for body. Okay. Anytime you go off, because what they're doing is they'll separate a lot of food. They'll separate the nutrition out, and then they'll sell the supplements later. And then the body will recognize the supplements without the rest of the whole food. So it's a very tricky situation. Calcium for women is a real big, could be a real potential problem. Because food has, so that has ties to Dr. Oz question, you know, he sometimes, you know, the magic bullet idea, you know, and the whole foods are programmed, not only the nutrition, but the enzymes and the phytonutrients that not only help digest the food, but tell where in the body the food is supposed to go. It's all part of the program. So women taking calcium, that calcium is questionable when it helps the bones that much compared to the vitamin D and the magnesium. So it's questionable. Then that magnesium, that calcium, that supplement they're taking could end up in the wrong place in the body and cause more problems. So it's a tricky thing. Or maybe the woman needs calcium. But it's just that I'm just saying, I start with the whole. That's the philosophy. So a wellness center would go back to the basics. And holistic means holistic. It means yes, what you eat is so important, but your attitude will affect your stress. Stress affects everything. How you look is important. How you look is part of my loving and fearing philosophy, especially for women. A lot of men will go in front of the mirror and say, "Oh, I find a little more of a muscle today." Do women go there? "Oh man, let me see what I can find in my body that looks great today." Women don't do that. They're looking for more negatives. But young girls still, with all that's going on and all the money being spent, anorexia and bulimia is not going down. I would start working with the girls and talk about their fears. What are your fears about body? We don't talk about people's fears. And that's really gets really into a big philosophy of mine. Don't address people's fears. Bullies should be asked, what do we fear of that other person? The bully is doing the fearing. He has more fearing than the other person, because the other person has a physical fear of what's going on with it, and they can mount up. But the bully is very fearful. We should ask and work with that bully about the fear of the other child. We don't handle fear. That leads to complications, it leads to stress, it leads to hormones going all over the place, because like my high blood pressure goes up. I mean, I can watch the White Sox or the Cubs, get all emotional, jump on the, I play basketball with the young guys. I go crazy. I do all these crazy things. My blood pressure goes actually better. And there's no more hiking. But if I get internal stress, like I can't control the situation, that's when my blood pressure goes up. Internal stress. It's not the expansion. Expansion is loving. Contracting is. So, I have big philosophy on that. That's how I snared Yanina by staying with an open heart and love her, right? And we're going to be getting married, in a while. But so yes, and this all, what we're talking about here, all is fitting together. We're talking about doctors and endocrinologists because we want them to be part of the program. We don't want the chiropractors to continue to be against the medical doctors and medical doctors. If I give an example, oh, chiropractor, I heard a story of somebody getting their neck cracked. I've heard that from different medical doctors. You go to a chiropractor, did you hear about the guy that he cracked the neck and something happened with that? Oh yeah, I heard it from Dr. It must be the same story that's going around with all the medical doctors. But what we need is the best of both professions, and that's where we're at. So, any comments about the Obama healthcare? Anything that anybody's just listen to just the chatter going on? Pardon me?
I don't know if anybody has a comment.
I don't think anybody. I think the comments, here's I read something on the optimistic side, a lot of negative. I don't know. Yes.
Well, like you said, they're not focusing on the problem, like educating the younger generation about preventing it. So they're just focusing on. To me, it looks like they're just covering up all these diseases mid-term, like short-term.
Right, and
They're just filling them up with drugs, basically.
yeah.
Yeah,
You're right. You're exactly right.
they're not spending the money where it's supposed to be spent.
Educate.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah.
American Diabetes Association collects a lot of money.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that.
And the big
You know what the cure is? The
corporations
cure is to get rid of confusion in the body. Because diabetes is not even a disease. Diabetes is confusion in the body.
In this time, disease, confusion for a while.
And so you get rid of confusion is about the so-called diabetes. Well, and these complications are not that completely complications of diabetes. The complication in the weight gain is from confusion in the body. And so giving a medication for a certain part down the road in the body is not it. It's not the answer. So you're exactly right. And that's what continues to happen. But again, an educated society, and again, eating the right stuff. And if they in California they passed a law about labeling the GMO foods. That's genetically modified. And that's very important because there's some experiments that they couldn't do because the rats wouldn't eat the genetically modified food. So it's a very, very touchy situation. And again, like the tobacco industry being covered up, and GMO, a lot of research is covered up. Now, also, I was a professor after high school of statistics and probability, and you know what? Yes, I could do like the studies that they do, the mega studies that they do, different studies of how to make your results come a certain way. So I can take 10 pennies and just keep flipping them and have an average of 8% heads. Because some of the trials I don't like. So I just keep pulling out the bad trials. That's what they do. I read it on the internet. They pull out the bad trials. And then who's doing these trials? So yes. And FDA is part of the government, so the whole thing there. So that's the negative side, but the positive side is the change. Again, you're here today, I appreciate you coming. 17 people signed up. That's some interest out there without really advertising this other than whatever Whole Foods did. And talking about the doctors. There's a lot of optimism. So anyway, is there anything else I can help you out with? I got all I need your email before you leave and keep in touch. And also I will eventually start offering a blog about my philosophy of loving and fearing and how they handle fears. I've talked to, I haven't presented to a group yet, but I've presented one-on-one. And again, you brought up, and that's you brought up hormones, and then you mentioned how important stress is. Well, again, I'm saying where stress comes from, more from the inside. And so we address that more, that's part of the holistic situation. Well, thank you for coming. If there's no further questions, and we talked more than I should have probably, so I apologize for that. There's a discussion on there, and I did all the discussing. And didn't let me even talk about it either. But we have the emails, we can stay in contact.